Hello to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. club. I'm just out and about on my morning tea. I've got half an hour break, so what I'll do is be as productive as I can. So rather than stuff my face with food, I think it's probably more productive for me to do a 5 a.m. club. So we can go on a journey of self-discovery and see if we can learn something new from another book summary. And today's book summary is an interesting one. It's entitled, Why Are We Yelling? Why Are We Yelling? And it's by an author named Buster Benson. What a name that is, Buster Benson. Sounds like he should be a boxer. Buster Benson, what a name. Anyway, let's see what Buster Benson has to say, and we'll peel the onion and see where it takes us. And he says something which straight away catches my interest, because having been married for 35 years and in a serious relationship for close to 39 years, the author says a relationship without conflict is a relationship without communication and is bound to fail. So conflict, from what the author is suggesting, is something that is quite normal and quite welcomed in our relationships. And if you've got a relationship which doesn't have conflict and doesn't have agitation and ups and downs, then you may be heading for failure and breakup. And it's pretty sad, because the world is full of breakup and failure. But it's a painful thing. I always sigh when I think about it, and I have a heaviness in my chest whenever I think of all this conflict and pain that's around. But I guess at the end of the day, there needs to be a balance. You know, you can't be in conflict significantly all the time, because that's going to be too painful. But as the author suggests, if you're not conflicting at all, then that also suggests that there's no communication and potentially no connection between the couple. So let's move on and see what we can learn from this book summary, because we learn from every book we read. So there's plenty of life hacks available to us. So the author kicks off the book with an interesting first point, and the point is that possibilities open up when you listen to the different voices in your head. So rather than pushing back on the cognitive dissonance that we have in our lives, the author is suggesting here that we open up and start listening to the various voices that we have around us, because opposing viewpoints are not all that bad. Opposing viewpoints, as the author suggests, causes cognitive dissonance, and it makes us think, it makes us consider, it makes us mull over things, because at the end of the day, you know, we're not the oracle and the center of all knowledge in the world, because each and every one of us only get to see a small slither of what the real world is really like. And the best way of experiencing life is to be a compounding of many different slithers of many different people's lives, so that we can corroborate what we know and what we don't know, and at least have a better chance of experiencing a full spectrum of life, and to enjoy the gift of living. So the author suggests that things that contradict the way we see the world tend to make us feel a little bit distressed, because they're competing with the four voices that we have in our heads. And the four different voices that process the opposing views that come into our lives. The first one is power, the second one is reason, the third one is avoidance, and the fourth one is possibility. So we're challenged with the things that come into our minds, because we've got three voices which are trying to push back, and that is the one of power, reason and avoidance. And the first voice, the one of power, basically shoots down whatever comes in that is different to our beliefs, and we basically shoot it down without acceptance. And then we've got the other one of reason and avoidance. These are other two voices which push back dramatically on information or different opinion. And all these three voices, power, reason and avoidance, the author suggests, are problematic as they shut down dialogue. They cease dialogue, and they don't allow a comfortable and fruitful exchange of ideas that may lead us into a better life and a better way of seeing the world. So the author has a call to action, and that call to action is that we need to learn to discuss productively. We shouldn't be shutting down other opinion. What we should be doing is opening up the dialogue and having an exchange where we at least try and identify the points of common interest and the points of commonality, and that way we become more productive. We're able to learn, grow, develop, where we benefit and the other people around us benefit as well. So in order to do this, we need to engage that fourth voice in our head, and the voice of possibility. Is there an opportunity to learn from other people's opinions and other people's point of view? Have they seen something that I haven't seen? Have they experienced something that we can learn from? It's a powerful way of seeing the world, and you don't have to accept other people's opinions and experiences, but one thing we must try and do is to try and use them for our betterment, to help us grow and develop, and at least save ourselves the pain and suffering that we may come across had we not had the opportunity to at least consider other points of view. So how do we do it? The big learning from this book is the way that we do it is through the power of questioning, because questions, according to the author, are the golden ticket to make it through disagreements in a productive way. So we need to learn to be curious, to be open, to be able to ask good questions, the right questions, because the questions we ask are the pathway through the weeds of disagreement. And as we said, we need to be curious. We need to widen our perspectives, uncover concerns, expand our understanding, encourage empathy, and in order to solve the problems and to create a road, a path where we both can grow and develop and experience the world and see how wonderful it really is. So what sort of questions do you ask? You may ask. The author suggests that we learn to ask open-ended questions which open up the dialogue and get the other person talking, get the other person engaging, because it's through engagement that we have dialogue, and dialogue is the exchange of discussion, the exchange of ideas, the exchange of fears, and all of those things that are going to lead us to a greater understanding. But the author also warns us that it's okay. It's okay to disagree with dangerous ideas. We don't have to be open to all the stupidity that is happening in the world around us. We need to be discerning and to be very cautious with what we welcome into our life, what we discuss, what we enter as fruitful dialogue, because we don't want to be brainwashed, we don't want to be manipulated, and we don't want to be damaged in any way, shape or form. So one of the things the author suggests is that we ask yourself a question, and that question that helps open up the dialogue and opens up the right questioning is, what are they thinking and why are they thinking it. Because we need to understand what other people's core anxieties are. Try and uncover the emotional reasons for their viewpoint and understand them in order for them to understand us. So some powerful stuff there, some powerful stuff from this wonderful book summary. So thank you once again for joining me on this morning break. It sure beats filling my gob with calories and at least having an opportunity to get out here, get down by the water, feel the beautiful gentle breeze. As you can see, it's an overcast day, but the lighting is absolutely brilliant for videoing, and we don't get the buffeting of the wind, so the audio is a lot better as well. So let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I'm well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable, and let's open up the channels and stop yelling at each other and learn to be curious, learn to ask the right questions, learn to seek possibility in other people's viewpoints and not to shut them down, and to be productive as we can, because by being productive, we are learning, they are learning, we are all learning, and we're all becoming partners in each other's growth and development, so that we at least briefly enjoy the journey that we have together. So thank you very much for joining me. I look forward to coming to you again from a different location with a different vlog. Don't know what I'll be talking about, but it may be a book summary. So take care, everybody. If you like you, I wish you all the very best for the rest of the day, and we'll chat again shortly. Take care. Yassas.